Good. So I will present you what we've been doing, what we are doing as part of the API training initiative. And so it's quite important for an infrastructure to have this kind of training initiative, but it's also quite important to place this initiative in the full framework of all what we have. And we have the chance in France to have a training that is well organized by INSERM, CNRS, and so on. But there is one thing that is missing. So once the training has been taking place, what do we do with the training material? And how can we reuse and make this training material reusable? So if you look at what we are doing as trainers, because we are all trainers here, so we will generate some training material in the form of slideshows, videos, maybe of chapters of books, but when it comes to the reusability and the reuse of this material, what do we actually reuse? When you're taking a PowerPoint from one of your fellow engineers, fellow colleagues, what do you reuse? In fact, what we share or reuse is only a few slides. It's a short sequence over your video. It's only one paragraph of the full chapter book. So actually, this granularity is quite important to understand, and this high granularity is where you can work on reusability. This is this kind of thing that you should somehow make available to everyone so that they can reuse your material. And by doing so, we are aiming, as part of FBI training, we are aiming at promoting the reusability and the fairization of the training material. So, fine, this is a concept. Okay, but how can we set up a system that allows this reusability? So we've been working on two aspects as part of FBI training. So we have been playing, or at least telling this tale of two challenges. The first one being about how to shape a data container in which we will accommodate the material on one side. And a second challenge that we've been tackling, which is building a way to find the material. Some kind of a global positioning system, some kind of GPS of the training material, and the work group has been working on building an ontology of all the domains, all the fields, all the sequences that makes all trainings. Shaping the container. So we have been designing a system that is made of 4 sheets. The first one will accommodate the content and have all the metadata that will allow you to find your way through this material. The content is actually what you will tell to the participants of your training. And then, of course, the participants should exercise, should be evaluated, and maybe should have a sense of when to use this content. Let's take a simple example. It's nice to know the basics about STED microscopy. This will be your content with the principle of STED microscopy. But it will be also nice to see how these concepts are applied, to have some pictures, the difference between confocal and STED microscopy, and so forth and so on. So, shaping the data container, checked. Now, the ontology. We've been defining an ontology that is made of 3 different steps or 3 different levels. The field, the topic, and the sequence. The sequence being where you will accommodate the actual content. Okay, so concept done with data container on one side and ontology on the other side. Now, how do you expose this material to the general audience, and especially the trainers, but you will see not only the trainers. So you will have to do it through a web portal. So the web portal will be the face of the face of it will take the form, of a website where you will be able to find, to navigate, to browse the content. There will be also a repository. This is where the material is standing. And you must define some rules. 3 rules in total. The first one being the contributors. Contributors can be anyone, and I insist, anyone. You're giving trainings, fine, you've got material and you can push it to this website. You're working on a facility, you're not that confident on giving trainings, but you've got knowledge. Well, you can be a contributor. You don't need to set up a full training. You just need to set up content related to one of the topics of interest for everyone. So anyone can be a contributor. Of course, as we want to have quality material on this web portal, there will be a reviewing process to make sure that the content is appropriate. Other rule, the trainers. The good thing about the trainers is they can also be contributors, of course, but if they want to shape a new program, a new training, they can shop for some content that is already existing in the database. And they can also contribute if there are some missing content. The good thing also about trainers, and especially the ones that are generating some programs, they can reference the program, saying, okay, well, during this training, we've seen this content, and this content. So re-express the program of their training relative to the ontology and what we've been setting up previously. They can also say, well, amongst all the participants, this one, and this one has been ticking the boxes for this part of the content. And so the users, of course, they can keep track of the acquired skills because trainers have been referencing program and validating the acquisition of skills. But a simple user can also access the content in 2 ways. The first one is, as the content from a program is available through the web portal, they can go back to the web portal to, let's say, see again the content of the training. But they can also navigate through the web portal just the way you would on Wikipedia if you're looking for precise content. Okay, now, what have we been doing this year? How is the training group working? Basically, we've got a regular meeting every 6 weeks over the full year. Every Monday, it's on Monday afternoons, every 6 weeks. And in between the meetings, you've got some meetings in subgroups. The first subgroup about electron microscopy that is currently working on a MOOC dealing with ultramicrotomy. Another subgroup about light microscopy working on a MOOC about confocal microscopy. And you also have RTMFM Maya workgroup. They are working separately as part of the RTMFM, working on simple tools for image analysis using artificial intelligence. And the idea is to test, thanks to this group, how we can import into the FBI system a content that has been generated outside of FBI training. We also have once a year a workshop. Where is it? A workshop where everyone, all the people from the workgroup will gather and actually work on a specific topic. And of course, as part of this activity, there are some additional meetings and presentation. The last bullet point being today. Okay, so this was rather the thing that we've been doing inside France-BioImaging, but we have had quite a tough year this year, because we've been doing quite a lot of outreach for our activities. Being at the initiative of this system that is quite unique, people have been quite interested to see what we were doing. So, of course, our colleagues from our TNFL, so we've been presenting as part of the ASSISD platform. We've been presenting as part of the EuroBioImaging All Hands Nodes meeting in Heidelberg. So presenting a poster about what we are doing. Presenting as part of a group of infrastructure, e-remote, that is dedicated to how you train remotely your users. We've been also setting up an interaction with our African colleagues, thanks to the initiative of Jean. So we've been presenting a poster as part of the Africa Bioimaging Consortium annual meeting. We've been presenting a poster there. And as part of the Global Bioimaging Exchange of Experience that was dedicated to training around the globe, we've been presenting almost the same thing as here. We've been involved in an Infratech and Aries and organizing a workshop a few weeks ago. And finally, still in the continuity with this initiative towards our African colleagues, we've been organizing the first workshop dedicated to those colleagues. So what we have done so far, so 2021, building the data, too fast. 2021, building the data model, building the ontologies. 2022, setting up the web portal specifications, setting up programs for the proof of concept MOOCs. 2023, we've been dealing with the content production that is not yet over. And next year, we are planning on releasing MOOCs thanks to a collaboration that we are setting up with Fun MOOCs. We aim at pushing the contents toward the web portal and collect feedback on the full methodology, because of course, this is the first round of the methodology. You've understood. This is just the first round, and that surely needs some improvements, and that we will work on once we have the first feedbacks. Who were the people involved? Here you got, and hopefully I didn't miss any name. Here you've got the names of all the people that are currently involved, that were involved. And in the little box here, you've got an important message. Guys from Toulouse. Well, guys and girls from Toulouse, we need your help. People from outside of FBI, you're free to join. So do not hesitate. Come on, because we are shaping a tool not only for FBI, but for the full community, and we need feedback from everyone so that this tool is helpful to everyone. Okay, these were only names on a slide. If you want to see some faces, I've got a slide for you. Okay, with a short video about our first workshop that was super nice, super productive. And with that, I'm done. And open to questions.
Thank you, Fabrice. Quick question.